Now, a West Haven teacher who is also a charter boat captain is doing what she can to thank vets for their service overseas, and she's doing it in a pretty big way. She takes vets, many disabled, on fishing expeditions in Long Island Sound. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Dan Kane tagged along on a trip and joins us now with a story you'll see only on 3. Dan?
And had a great time. You know, a couple of years ago, Kathy Granfield thought that getting vets out onto the Sound for a full day of sport fishing would be a great way to thank them for their service and also give them a day just away from it all. But first, she had to become a captain.
All right, Pat, you ready?
I'm ready. Up front.
Kathy says getting a captain's license is a long and difficult process, but when she realized she'd have to do it if she wanted to realize her goal of giving back to the men and women who had given so much, she jumped in. She also started contacting veterans organizations, and there were plenty of takers once the trips were offered.
Last year we did 8 trips, 6 guys per trip. This year we've only done 4 so far, but the weather has kind of gotten in our way.
Kathy has been using her father's fishing boat, which she also charters, and her own funds to cover the costs of these trips, which run into the hundreds of dollars per person. But she says while the cost is probably more than she can or should afford, the payback is invaluable.
For these guys, I really want them to have a great experience. I want to get a lot of fish in a boat. I want everybody to have a chance to, reel in a keeper. For guys who don't really want to fish, who just need a little break, I just want to let them get out on the water. Oftentimes they'll sit up with me on the bridge and they don't touch the pole the whole trip. I had one trip where I had 2 guys out on the bow the whole time. They just sat there and talked to each other. They had just gotten home from Fallujah, and that's what they needed. They just wanted to sit out there and talk, so that's what they did.
The point of the process is, of course, to catch fish, and the day we were out, the blues were hitting and the pace was pretty hectic there for a while. Everyone intent on bringing in the big boys. Rafael Reyes, who served in Vietnam, was one of the first to land a keeper. So when you heard Kathy was doing this, what went through your mind?
Oh, very good. I said, this is great. In the beginning, I couldn't believe it, but it was true.
It's fishing, of course, but also a chance for vets to get out on the water, smell the salt air, and have some time away from the cares and